All right, you want to do easy, medium, or hard?
She's a little bit better at Sudoku than I am.
A little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit.
2004, we met at our 10-year reunion.
I went to college in Atlanta at a historically black college for women called Spelman, and Anthony went to the men's college called Morehouse, but we didn't actually know each other in school. We both moved to New York at the same time and took jobs on Wall Street. We had a lot of friends in common.
Yeah, but I'm just looking at this, right?
Anthony remembers the story a little bit better than I do, but I think he came over to me. I think I was standing sort of in the, off to the corner. Maybe I had a drink or something.
I went over and said, hey, how are you doing? What's up? And we wound up talking for a very, very, very long time that night.
I didn't know what to make of it because I lived in New York, he lived in California, and it felt like that was a great conversation. He seems like a really great guy, but he lives in California. So a couple months later, in July, Anthony and one of his best friends, Mike, were coming to New York for the holiday weekend.
The minute I see Chrystal, she says, imagine seeing you here. And I said, well, imagine seeing you here.
He was actually in town because he was interviewing for a position in New York. And that went on for about a month or so. And whenever he came to New York, we would get together and have dinner. And he ended up getting an offer from this company and another company in Florida at the same time.
So in a matter of 11, let's say 12 days, I packed up everything from San Francisco and moved to New York.
For me, it was great because he was new to the city. He had friends here, but he and I spent a lot of time together. One of the first things that he told me, I guess when we first started dating, was that he'd always wanted to run a marathon.
She says, well, guess what? We're running a marathon. I said, we? Are you French? Comment allez-vous? What do you mean? We're running a marathon.
I entered our names in the lottery on a lark, thinking that there was no way we'd get picked, and if anything, maybe one of us would get picked and not the other. And the lottery results came out on June 15th, and Anthony's birthday is June 16th. And I checked at midnight when the website went live, and we both got picked.
We spent 3 months training. It was just she and I. And she got hurt.
I went to the doctor, and he told me that he thought I would be okay, but I would probably just have to run much slower than I'd anticipated.
She got out there, and I could see the pain and anguish in her face. And we were running slower than we typically would have run, but I didn't think it would be fair to leave her.
I remember crossing the line with him and just feeling very close to him and feeling really grateful and amazed that he had made that sacrifice to finish with me and not do his best, even though he could have. I think it was pretty clear that we were moving down the path of being together forever. I was probably a little more articulate about it than he was.
That's probably where I gotta be.
My birthday's in December, so it's right before Christmas. He called me at work. He told me to meet him at a restaurant that we like in Midtown, and when I got off the subway, he had left me a message and said that something was going on at that restaurant and to meet him at Lake Colonial. And that was the restaurant where we had our first date.
During the dinner, I gave the ring to the waiter.
When the waiter brought the dessert out, the ring was in the dessert, but I didn't see it because I wasn't looking for it. So we're talking again, and Anthony told me that he was going to go to the restroom.
I learned how to propose from Google. Believe it or not. I said, how do you propose? And there's a website telling guys how to propose. So I'm on my knee, I pulled up my pants leg, I'm down there.
His lips were moving, but I didn't hear anything because I was just in such shock.
And I'm saying, will you be my wife? And she goes, you haven't asked me anything. And I'm like, oh God, please, will you marry me? And finally she said yes. And the restaurant clapped, and it was a good day. Very good day.
I admire you, I respect you, but most importantly, I love you.
That's sweet.
I know, right? Just got one. No, but see, because you throw it out there.
You always have to ruin it.
I know, right?